Hey, welcome to Dr. Jeff Experience tonight. And what an experience it has been today. I just got off of a meeting and it has been a day, but great things are happening. Um, put in the work. To get things done, you got to put in the work. You can't sit still and wait for things to come. And in these crazy times, man, you got to put in some work. I urge you all to put in some work. I got some great things at the end. I want to let you know what's going on. Some things for you guys to be involved in. You can be a part of. So, welcome. I hope everybody has had a great week, great weekend. And let me say this in all honesty, sincerity. To all of my friends and viewers who are part of the federal government, wifey checking in, thank you. Federal government layoffs, contracts being cut, just uncertainty in Washington, D.C., in that DMV area. Most of those people who are involved with government work, or just you who are looking at your 401ks, your retirements, and all that kind of stuff. Hey, listen, unless you're pulling it out today or tomorrow, you haven't lost a thing. So let's not worry about that. Okay, turn off the news every now and then, and we're going to go over some things tonight. Again, I've been holding off on bringing in some guests because I really want to help people navigate through this space, especially those over 50 who are looking at retirement age and, thinking about these golden years. And it's like, okay, now what? We're going to get past this. We're going to get through, and I'm going to do everything that I can within my power to help you out. So tonight I want to talk about the Wizard of Oz and you. The Wizard of Oz and you. So bear with me because this is going somewhere. I have been really deconstructing the Wizard of Oz. And I know this may sound strange, but you're going to see how it plays out in this. So I want to ask you this question and something to think about. And go ahead in the comment. Let folks know that we're live tonight on YouTube, on Facebook, and LinkedIn. And if you want to comment, you can comment on any one of those entities and it'll come up. We can talk. This is not just me. This is for you. Go ahead and dialogue, chat, whatever you want to do. But I want to ask you this question. What do you do when you finally look behind the veil and find out that the wizard is just another human being? What do you do? What do you do? What happens when you find out that your hero, that the cape that you thought that they wore really wasn't a cape at all, and it had no superpowers? Have you ever trusted someone as an expert on a subject only to learn that they're not as much of an expert as you imagine? Have you ever had a hero in your life? And I know everybody is flawed, and I know everybody has their little quirks, but there's some people that we've trusted, some people that are in leadership positions that we have listened to, and we have found out after a while that they have misled us, they've taken advantage of us, they've hoodwinked us. Have you ever gotten angry with someone once you found out that you were being used instead of being educated? You were being manipulated. It was a follow me and I'll set you free type of situation. Not do as I do, but do as I say. Um, boy, that can be. I don't know about you, man, but man, I remember, and I love the Wizard of Oz. I still watch the old one. I haven't seen Wicked. I love The Wiz. But boy, man, I love that Wizard of Oz, and I still get a little creeped out with the monkeys when they come through. I get a little scared, you know. But throughout my life, I have had some encounters where I have put my trust in some folk who were in leadership, only to find out that once you got behind the veil, you became a part of an organization, and only to find out that everything that you thought about it, it really wasn't what you really thought it was. And sometimes it's so sad. I mean, again, I remember with the Wizard of Oz, man, when I found out that the wizard was really just this little guy behind the veil with the wheel and the smoke and the lightning and all that, I was upset, man. I felt so bad for Dorothy. Come on, don't trip on me, y'all. I'm a nostalgic kind of guy. Um, anyway, I felt some kind of way, but also as an adult, I felt some kind of way when I, when I, as I started progressing through school and various degrees God has given me the opportunity to achieve, I started being able to see things a lot clearer. And at first, I was angry for those folks that I thought should have taught me why they didn't, but I understood that they could only teach you what they knew. So then I started feeling a little sad that they were still at the level they were, but it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. That's life. And then I remember as an officer, I got to sit at tables and be in the rooms with high level politicians and other people, and hearing them talk, it was like, wow, really? This is the conversations that go on. These are some of our world leaders. These are some of our leaders, and this is boy. It was surprisingly, it was upsetting, to be honest with you. Once I saw what I saw, but it is what it is. But I know I'm not the only one. I know some of you have probably felt the same thing. You've probably gone through the same thing. You've gotten behind the veil, and you said, "Oh man, this ain't everything that I thought it was. This ain't everything that I've learned it was." Yeah, I've learned to now educate myself about people and be careful about who I give my attention and trust to. It was a learning and growing experience and opportunity. Yeah, yeah, you got to be careful. You really, I didn't know how important education was until I actually started getting an education. Uh, Pursuing education was really a growth thing for me. Let me deal with this Wizard of Oz thing for a second, because a lot of people have asked me, "Man, where are you going with this?" So, in the Wizard of Oz, this movie was based off a book written in 1900 by L. Frank Baum. L. Frank Baum, Baum, and it was brought to life by the MGM studio in 1939. Now, there's some aspects of this that we're going to go over, and then you're going to see how it deals with everyday life. Um, it was believed that Dorothy um, she believed that there was a better place somewhere over the rainbow. You know that a tornado comes through the town, and she goes into a she gets hit on the head, I think, and All of a sudden, she starts dreaming, and then she believes that there's this better place somewhere over the rainbow. And I think that that goes into what we think often, where we believe that the grass is greener on the other side, and we believe that there's a better place somewhere else over the rainbow. There's some place that we can go, and many of us have moved and sought out this better place because we believe that there's got to be another place. There's got to be another place. Hey, Sister Lily, watching from Cape Charles, Virginia. We believe that there's a better place, and Dark thought that there was a better place over the rainbow. We know that in the story, the Scarecrow thought that he needed a brain. And the background of that, it was a knock on the farmer not being smart. At that particular time, they thought that the farmer wasn't really a smart person, even though agriculture was the backbone, along with manufacturing, of America. But the Scarecrow was portrayed as this old dumb person who didn't have a brain and couldn't even scare off the crows. Then the Tin Man, we know, needed a heart. And what the Tin Man demonstrated was the abandonment of factories and manufacturing around that 1939, that 1900 era. Um, that's what the Tin Man, who needed a heart, that's what he demonstrated. And then there was the Cowardly Lion, who thought that he needed courage. He thought that he needed courage. He needed someone really to believe in him. So is it now starting to come clearer to you? These were people who thought that they needed something from the outside that was actually within. So let's deal with this for a second. These things, they were representations of what was known as populism. It was a different take on what was known as, or what is known as, Buddhist Taoism, and also in psychiatry is Jungian, Carl Jung, Jungian psychology. So when you watch The Wizard of Oz again, you'll know that there's some stuff to this. Um, and here, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion, they hook up with Dorothy, and they follow her, thinking that this place over the rainbow was going to help them to do something. Okay, and over the rainbow, when they go see the wizard, they thought that they were going to get heart. They were going to get a heart. They thought that they were going to get a brain. They thought that they were going to get the courage that they needed. But the thing that they needed the most was already in them. And so for many of us, we're seeking out so many things that really lie within us. In the story, in the beginning, Dorothy's slippers were originally silver. Now, let me tell you what this walking down the yellow brick road representing and how it is relative to now. The yellow brick road representing how we believe we must follow the money. Okay, how we must chase riches for what we want to get a better life. Um, in populism, in populism, okay, Dr. Hope, good to see you. Um, in the Wizard of Oz, the yellow brick road was known as the gold standard. It was the gold standard, and of course, they were told Dorothy was looking to get to the Wizard of Oz. Okay, and they were told that they had to follow the yellow brick road, and in order to get the heart, in order to get the courage, in order to get the brain, they had to follow the yellow brick road. Brother Scott, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to have you. they had to follow the yellow brick road. And too many of us are doing the same thing. Number one, we think that there's a better place over the rainbow. The second part of this is we follow the riches. Okay, we think that we've got to follow the yellow brick road to get to what we want. And we've been chasing riches. We've been chasing all this stuff, thinking that this is going to get us to a better life, thinking that it's going to get us the courage, thinking it's going to get us the heart. Okay, thinking it's going to get us the brain. And that's not true. That's not true. Hear me out. Oz, which is a green place, it represents a place of wealth, a place of money. So here it is. Dorothy believes that is a better place over the rainbow. She hooks up with the Tin Man. She hooks up with the Cowardly Lion. She hooks up with the Scarecrow. And they all hook up. They find out, hey, what do you need? Oh, I need a brain. What do you need? Oh, I need heart. I need a heart. Oh, what do you need? Oh, I need courage. Well, follow me, because I was told that if we follow the yellow brick road and we get to Oz, we can get all those things. And that's what we end up doing. All the things that are available to us, we follow other things. We follow stuff. We follow things. We follow riches. We find our way skip-a-doo down the yellow brick road, down the gold standard, to get to a place that we call Oz, that represents a place of wealth. And then it's going to take you out right here. It's that little doggone Toto. Toto. If you understand this, however cute Toto was the cause of all of Dorothy's chaos. Toto, who was close to Dorothy, who was close to the Tin Man, close to the Cowardly Lion, close to the Scarecrow, always caused them to get off course. And just like us today, too many people are allowing other people to be too close to us, that continuously get us off course. However cute they may seem, however we think that we need them because, we're doing them a favor, they're actually getting us off course. And we continue to have them around. Toto was a doggone terrorist. Toto causes problems for Dorothy and is a trickster. You remember, Toto always broke the established order of things. Toto was biting and growling at the lion. That caused some problems. Toto jumps out of the balloon, causing Dorothy to not being able to take the trip back home. Right? You remember I said, okay, deuces, see ya, I'm out. You go ahead and get that little dog. It caused her to lose her ground because she kept holding on to that very thing that got her off track. And too many of us right now are holding on to things that get us off track, and we need to let it go. We need to let some things go. Toto caused the lion to growl, and Dorothy hit him in the nose. He hit the doggone lion, and Dorothy hit the lion in the nose, got mad at the lion because of Toto. And then we see that the evil ones who obey the witch and bring Dorothy to her. So now we see some things with that. I ain't gonna go into that too much because that's a little bit more complicated. But so we see that there's evil. You got Toto trying to get him off track. You've got the lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, who believe that they need somebody else to give them what already exists within them. Then you got Dorothy, who thinks that if she follows the yellow brick road, if she follows this wealth, she can get to Oz, which is green, it's a place of wealth. The higher you go, you get to the place where there's wealth, and you get around the mucky mucks, and I can get what I need, and whatever it takes to get there, I'll do it. Basically, Dorothy was relying on the government to take her someplace she could have gotten to herself. Many of us are doing the same thing. I believe that this is a wake-up call in America right now. I hate to see that people are being laid off. Lord knows I'm a victim of it. I unfortunately have been one to be negatively affected by some of these cuts. And what I've learned is you got to pivot. You got to have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. And you got to pivot. And this is a time for you to pivot. This is not a time for you to follow the yellow brick road. This is not a time for you to wait on somebody else. Oh, wow, here we go. It's really interesting to hear different perspectives, especially when relating this to real life. It helps to have a better understanding of. I tell you, I've been studying this whole Wizard of Oz thing for a while now, and it's trippy. it's something. And I hope I'm going to be able to bring this home so that you see the practical part of what I'm saying. So Dorothy was relying on the government basically to take her someplace that she could have gotten to herself. Remember, this is all a dream. It was all a dream. Used to read Word Up magazine. I got bars too, but that's okay. The Tin Man. The Tin Man just needed to get up another way to make things work. He just needed to know how to collaborate with others and put a plan together and have the heart to execute. That's all the Tin Man needed. The Scarecrow just needed to muster up the confidence to believe how important he was and to the world and through farming. All he needed to know was, hey man, farming is essential. Like people need me. People need farming, especially now. Look at the eggs. But isn't it funny that there's an egg shortage, but there's not a chicken shortage? I don't get that. Anyway, and then the lion needed to believe in his voice, his roar. Understand that it's that moral and mental strength, the ability to persevere and withstand danger, fears, or difficulty. It's already in you. That's what courage is. That's what courage is. Courage is that moral, mental strength, the ability to persevere and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. And it's already in us. So, yeah, the lion thought that he needed courage, but it was already in him. All he needed to do was dig deep. The Scarecrow just needed to muster up enough confidence to believe that he was essential to this space of farming. Okay? The Tin Man, he had a heart. He had a heart. All he had to do was collaborate. And too many of us have the same issues. We think we need some things, and all we need to do is dig deep. Really, all we need to do is pray. And God will lift up what's already in us. What's God say? Greater is he that is with you than he that is in the world. Isn't that's Bible, right? So as we move towards finding our own way through the times we're in, I want to ask you this question. I heard this question asked on the radio one day, and the question was: ask yourself, what's your goal? What's your top? What's the top mean for me? If I asked you, what does it mean for you to be at the top? Where's your goal? Where's your goal? What will I need to do now to get there effectively? Do I find a yellow brick road? and scoot down to Oz, only to find out that Oz is nothing more than a myth, a fairy tale, a mere mortal. And we put our trust in men. We put our trust in humans too much. You got to learn how to trust God. How you do that is you got to stay with God. Here's how I tell people about understanding God. I don't give them scripture. I don't beat them with the Bible. I tell them to go outside and feel the wind. Watch the plants. I haven't seen, I'm a nature guy. I have yet to see a revival with my plants, with my grass. I have yet to see somebody come and prophesy to my birds. I have yet to see somebody come and preach a revival to my trees, but yet they still grow. I got a plum tree that I've been waiting for 4 years. The 5th year now, and it's finally blooming. I've got a peach tree. I've got an apple tree. I got a pear tree. And they're all blooming. They're all ready to go. And I haven't done anything. At the end of last year's season, I did prune, but I haven't done anything. I watch God. I watch God blow during the winter, blow the leaves off the trees, and the leaves fell to the grass. And I didn't rake the leaves, and the bugs lived under the leaves, and the birds ate the bugs under the leaves. So they had nutrients, they had something to eat. And then the leaves filtered into the grass to make the grass stronger. I didn't have to put any fertilizer down. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing the breeze come through and it's pollinating. It's blowing seed where it needs to go, so that those things that to grow are now growing. I ain't do a thing. I haven't done a thing. I haven't gone out there and read the Bible to the trees. I haven't gone out there and laid hands. Okay, Sister Akinlola, I hope I said that correctly. Thank you for being with us. And yeah, go back and see some of our other episodes. Thank you for being with us. God bless you. But I haven't gone out to the trees with the Bible. I have not gone and laid hands on the ground and prophesied to the grass to grow. God took care of all of that. It's taking care of all of that. It's taking care of all of that. I haven't skipped down the yellow brick road. I've learned to trust God, and I watch God move in God's time. And I watch man move in man's time, and how man interrupts the flow of God trying to do what man thinks is necessary in this world, where God said, I already got it. The mountains are mine. Cattle on 1,000 hills are mine. The silver is mine. The gold is mine. What makes you think? I ain't worried about Oz up in the White House. I'm not worried about that, because I've seen behind the veil. I've seen behind the veil. I don't have to follow the yellow brick road. I trust God. Watch this. Here's the question you need to ask yourself. What is my goal? What's the top for me? What will I need to do to get there effectively? Who or what will I need to get rid of that keeps me off track or lead me off the course? What Toto am I carrying with me? What Toto am I carrying with me that always trying to escape, always biting some, always doing something to get me off track. Toto was the dog that was doing stuff, but we got some other people. We've got some only things. Only what you do for Christ will last. That's right, Lily. That's really it. But we got to learn what to do. And the only way you learn what to do for Christ is learning who Christ is. It means you got to spend some time. Stop chasing the yellow brick road. Stop skipping down the yellow brick road. It leads to nothing. Stop putting your trust in humans. Now, there's a level of trust that you must have, but know that they are human and they are flawed. All of us, me, you, everybody. Don't be like Dorothy thinking that somewhere over the rainbow it's going to be better. It's right within you. But you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. You got to have a destination. I don't know too many people anymore that get in the car and go somewhere and not put it in their GPS. They probably be lost. Go around the corner. Be honest with you. Me, I like to get lost in order for me to know my way around. I just drive. And next time I know, oh, okay, if I take this road, I can get there quicker. I do this, I can do that, because I've ventured out. But what's my goal? How do I get there? What's the top for me? What's it look like? And when I get to the top, then what? Then what? What do I need to get rid of that's in my life that keeps getting me off track? Let me give you these things, and I'm going to let you go. It's 8:33. I know it's late. I had a meeting. So I'm going to give you this real quick. I hope you got something from this breaking down of the Wizard of Oz. To be honest with you, here it is in a nutshell. The lion, he thought that he needed courage, but he already had the courage. All he needed was somebody to let him know that you can do this. And God will come and sit with you, to sup with you. God will come and give you the courage that you need. Because it's already in you. It's already in you. Okay? Dorothy didn't have to go over the rainbow. When she woke up, everything was good. Too many of us are living a dream, living in a dream world. And we got to stop it. We got to come to reality. And we got to get right with ourselves. Okay? The scarecrow, hey man, he was cool. All he needed to do was muster up the confidence to believe how important he was. You think that because of what you do, people don't see you? Guess what? Don't worry about who doesn't see you. Worry about what you see in you. Worry about what you see in you. Don't worry about what others. Don't worry about other judgment from other people. God's got you. God didn't make any mistakes. Okay, the Tin Man. Hey, all he needed to do was get up and find another way to make things work. Okay, and a lot of us, all we need to do is just search within. And if we can't find it, we need to go to God in prayer. Scarecrow needed a brain. You got the brain. Many of you think that you don't have what it takes. I used to think it too. I listened to the hype of a guidance counselor that told me people like you don't go to college. You can't afford to go to college and you don't have the grades. All I needed was a push, but instead from an adult. Tuffy, how you doing, man? From an adult. Good to have you on tonight, Tuffy. From an adult, I was told that I couldn't do something. And I'm telling you, don't you ever let any person tell you what you can't do. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Are you listening to me? The Scarecrow already had a brain. All he needed was a little push to let him know that you are necessary. You are necessary. You as a farmer are necessary. That cowardly lion who thought that he needed courage and thought he had to depend on the wizard, he need that. I've had people tell me, "Oh, you never be this, you'll never be that." Yeah, okay. That's like sick him to a dog for me. Tin Man thought he needed a heart. He already had the heart. Many of us are getting sidetracked because we're just like Dorothy and Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow. We think that somebody else needs to give us something, and God has everything that we need. Let me give you these 6 things real quick, and I'm gonna get out your way. You got to realize that you're the reason that you're stuck. Okay, you've got to realize that you're the reason that you're stuck. You've been trying to get down the yellow brick road. You've been trying to make your way through the flying monkeys. You've been trying to find your way with Toto getting you off track, and you keep going after Toto, and Toto wants to go this way, and you're supposed to go that way. You realize that you're the reason that you're stuck. Blaming others or your circumstances is easier than taking accountability. Are you hearing me? You want to get to the top? You want to get to where God has destined for you? You got to realize that you're the reason that you're stuck. You. Blaming others or your circumstances is easier than taking accountability for yourself. Sometimes you need some accountability partners, or sometimes you just need to get up and look yourself in the mirror and say, "Self, get your butt out of this situation. Go to God in prayer, spend some time in prayer, and then make a plan and stick to the plan. Evaluate what's going on in your life, who's with you, who's not, and move forward." Number 2, happiness is not owed to you. No one is coming to save you. I remember a preacher saying to the men, brothers, you got to realize at some point in time that, daddy ain't coming to take you to the Boy Scout meeting no more. Brothers, some of y'all are 40 and 50 years old, man, and still suffering with daddy issues. My sisters, some of y'all, your mom and them, they not coming to get you to take you to the Girl Scout meeting and have you sell Girl Scout cookies. Move on. Happiness isn't owed to you. No one is coming to save you. It's your job to create the life that you want. And you can do it. It's your job. You don't have to do it alone. God is sitting right there. I think it's Revelations 3:10. It says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man would open up, I'll come and I'll sup with them. I'll be with them." Just open up your heart. Let God in. Okay? Happiness isn't owed to you. No one is coming to save you. It's your job to create the life that you want. Read, study. This information right now, you can go on YouTube. You can go on Coursive, Coursiv. I've taken 5 artificial intelligence courses and got certified. I've gone on LinkedIn and taken courses and got certified in artificial intelligence and some other things. Listen, stop living in the dream world. That's right, Lily. Stop living in the dream world and live for God. And don't forget yourself in the process. Because sometimes we get... Hold off on that. Number 3, most people won't support you. Friends, family, or co-workers, they may not believe in your vision. But guess what? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. I just put together some stuff over the last... I've been working on it for a couple of months now. Actually, a couple of years. But really hard a couple of months. And, thank God I got a supportive wife. And, I don't share too much with too many until I know that it's ready to manifest itself. And man, let me tell you something. Most people will not support you. Those who you think will support you will be the ones to let you down. Okay? Friends, family, or co-workers, they may not believe in your vision, but it's not their vision. And if you allow them to be part of your vision, what happens is it becomes division. You put a DI before the vision. And if you put the DI before the vision dies. You put death before the vision. DI, VISION, division. Okay? Don't put the DI before the vision because then the vision dies. Here you go, number 4. Effort matters. Effort matters more than talent. You're not special if you're not willing to put in the work. I know a lot of people, and people look that are doing amazing things, and they look at them and say, man, I never knew they could do that. They just kept putting in the work. They just kept putting in the work. They just kept putting in the work. Chloe Kitts from South Carolina, Gamecocks, the girls. Last year, oh man, I could have broke my television looking at her. Boy, I was so mad at her sometimes during the games. This year, she was the MVP as they won the SEC championship. Everybody asked, what was it about Chloe Kitts that made her become the MVP, especially from last year's season? You know what she said? She said, I just kept putting in the work. Coach Dawn Staley, who I love to see their work ethic. I know Dawn from Philly as she was coming up. And they just kept putting in the work. They just kept putting in the work. They just kept putting in the work. They lost 2 games back to back, got the break speed off of them, and then came back. Man, woo! They kept putting in the work. They kept putting in the work. Effort matters more than talent. You're not special if you're not willing to put in the work. They said I would never amount to anything, but look at me now. I'm still holding to my purpose that God planned for me. Yeah, Lily. Yeah, Sister Lily, that's it right there. I'm going to leave that up there for a minute. Effort matters more than talent. You're not special if you're not willing to put in the work. Number 5, here we go. Excuses won't get you results. Time, money, and energy are just excuses. People with less have done more. Boy, do I know that. Do I know that? Boy, I tell you, me and my wife, we tell you some stories, boy. You hear me? We have made things happen on less than what people would even think or imagine. Excuses won't get you results. Time, money, energy are just excuses. People with less have done more. Don't spend your time skipping down the yellow brick road. Don't think that Oz is going to help you out of this situation. Don't worry about what the Republicans are doing or not doing. Don't worry about what the Democrats are doing, what they're not doing. Trust God in all this. God is still God. Again, with all the government shutdowns looming and all of the cutbacks and this, that, and the other, grass is still growing. The leaves are coming back to the trees. The birds are still out there singing. Getting ready to put some seed into the ground for my plants and my vegetables. My fruit trees are in bloom. And I ain't done a thing. My sister Sherry, my 60-year friend, I mean, we've seen ups and downs. But excuses won't get you results. You got to put in the work. People with less have done more. Here's the last one, number 6. No one cares how hard it is. No one cares how hard it is. The world rewards outcomes, not effort. Work smarter, not harder. Work smarter, not harder. Work smart. Work smart. Here's another one. I'll give you this one for free. Don't waste your time in places where you tolerate it. Go where you celebrate it. Go to places that when they see you, they smile and they are in expectation of things to take place because of what they know is in you. See, people can see a God in person. They can see God in a person. They can see. Some people come into a place and you just be like, oh God. They take all the air out the room. And then others come up and you know that, oh, things are going to change now. Gloria Steinem, that strong woman, she said, the truth shall set you free, but first it'll piss you off. That's the truth, Ruth. Everything I said to you tonight is the truth. I ain't told you no lies. I try to bring you truth. I tried to break down this whole Wizard of Oz thing and how it applies to you. And it's real simple. Stop chasing rainbows. What did TLC go? Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and something that you're used to. Yeah. Anyway, stop trying to get down the yellow brick road. I know that people have let you down. I know that you believed in people. You may have believed in people who you love, you spent time with, and they let you down. But don't let that bring you down just because they let you down. Let that be the fuel that you need to find something that will give you the fuel to go forward. And I can tell you what that fuel is. Trust God. Trust God in all ways. Man, I had so much fun tonight with you. I hope you got something from this. Let me tell you this. Okay, let me tell you this. Let me share this with you. So, if you go to this website, those of you who are golfers, October the 2nd, we've got a golf tournament for our 501c3, our nonprofit. We hope to raise $10,000 in scholarships. Between now and December, we hope to raise $25,000 in scholarships. And we want to make sure that we get some people to school. I know they're cutting budgets. I know they're cutting scholarships. I know they're cutting funding. But that doesn't mean that we can't do it ourselves. Okay? Remember what I told you? Effort can beat talent sometimes. Okay? So share that with those people that you know that golf. That's on a Thursday. And then Friday, I'll be advertising this, and we'll have a website. This is the website for the golf tournament. But on that Friday, we're going to the skating rink right near me, and we're going to have a 70s skating party. Okay? We're going to have a 70s skating party, and part of those funds will be going to the tournament. I mean, the scholarship also. So if you can get down to the A, if you live here, come on out. We're going to be at Crystal River Golf and Country Club. Great place. We got great food. We've got great sponsorship packages. All the prices are online. So go ahead and check it out. Another thing I told you, I had a big announcement. It looks like I will be part of a leadership institute that I'll be teaching probably 5 or 6 classes: ministry in social justice, ministry in criminal justice, ministry in the environment, ministry in civics, ministry in community partnerships, and ministry in criminal justice, partnerships. It's a couple of them. But that news will come out very shortly. We've been getting that in order, and I finally got an intellectual property partnership agreement ready to go forward. And we are looking to partner with a brother who's doing some outstanding things in the world of leadership. So hopefully through that portal, we'll be able to teach these classes, and then moving on eventually to have our own leadership academy where I'll be able to hire teachers to teach leadership classes and help those who want to be better. So yeah, big stuff coming up. We got a lot of things coming up, and You got to be able to pivot in these times. You got to be able to pivot. Um, we've got some guests that we're going to start bringing on, but there's some things that I wanted to bring to you. Yeah, yeah. Here it is, Lily. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know God is watching over us. Absolutely. So don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry about what's happening in Oz. Don't worry about that wizard. Don't worry about following the yellow brick road. Don't think that somebody else has to give you a heart. Don't think that somebody else has to give you a brain. Don't think that anyone else has to give you courage. Trust in God in all things, in all ways. That's all I got for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something from this. Next time the Wizard of Oz comes on, you go and watch that thing, and you'll be able to analyze and pick. He said, "Yeah, he said that. Yeah, he said that." All right, and you watch that little Toto. Get your Totos out your life. Always getting you off track. Listen, peace. God bless you. Much love to each and every one of you. May God continue to bless you real good. And you know how we do it, man. Go out and no problem. Love all of you. All of you. Listen, Lord, you know their needs. Bless them. Yeah. Lord, we pray for this nation right now. Lord, we just pray for protection. Lord, we pray for strength. We pray for courage for those who may be lacking it. Lord, those who think that they can't, teach them that they can. Lord, bless the families, bless the children, Lord, bless the elderly. We thank you in all things. In the Master's name. Amen and Ashe. Peace. Go out and meet needs and solve problems, man. Do something. God bless you.